What is going on, everyone? It's Eman here from Eman's World of Geek and the C-List Villains podcast. Today is New Comic Book Day. Happy New Comic Book Day to everyone out there. I'm hoping that you guys got all of the books that were in your pull list. Today, I am Eman, host of this show. I think I said that one time already. It's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've done a haul video, and you know what? I totally get it. You know, I That's right. It's been a minute since I've done one of the haul videos. So today's the day. I'm about to show you guys 3 weeks worth of comic books that I haven't picked up, and a couple of these I'm really happy that I was able to get. One of these I'm like, oh, I'm glad that my shop was able to pick it up for me, because they weren't sure if they were able to get me one of these back issues. And a lot of people talk about this series, and it was a cool read. So I'm glad that it's in my collection right here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I picked up for today. But first, let's go ahead and see if we can get let me get some music going in here. You guys know how I feel about playing a little music here. Let's see what we can do here. Play a little. I'm trying to get this added to the stream. There you are. Thank you. Synth wave beats from Stream Beats. That's the kind of music that I like to pick up and use for my stream. They're not a paid sponsor. I just like telling you guys who I use for my music. Hopefully you guys can hear it. You know, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but it's okay. It's all right. So yeah, like I said, there's a stack. There's a stack. A lot of books that I gotta catch up on. A lot of reading that I gotta do. Now there's a couple of places I have to go to this weekend that do require me to just sit around and kind of just wait around. So I'm gonna have like a nice pile of books. My girlfriend hates it when I call them books. They're not books. They're comic books. They got pictures. I get it, babe. I get it. But yeah, you know, I have a nice stack of comics to read. So let's go ahead and get things started. Let's go ahead and start it off. Now, there's no particular order to this. These are how they were in my pull box today, and then I just kind of grabbed some off the shelf just to see what they were like. This first one right here was the way they explained it to me. Is that it's taken, these are excerpts from a novelist named C.S. Lewis. Pretty sure you've heard of him. He's had some pretty big movies out in the past. He passed away back in the 70s, I want to say, but he's just, you know, what is it, The Golden Compass? I think he did that one right there. So this guy wrote this book called The Abolition of Man, and the creator of this comic, Carson Grubaugh, went ahead and wrote the script for this one right here, and instead of him drawing, he actually had an AI machine come up with all of the images. I went ahead and posted it on a couple of the threads that I'm a part of earlier today. This book is haunting. This book is absolutely scary to me, just to see what AIs are capable of doing as far as art goes. And based off of the words that was used, it comes up with these weird designs and weird images, weird abstract images. I went through this, and this thing is absolutely haunting to me. So again, this is called The Abolition of Man, which was the best way to show you guys right there. Abolition of Man right there. Haunting, absolutely haunting. This is on the Living the Line label. I went through like 4 or 5 pages of this. This is really wordy, you guys. So I would pick it up. I would recommend to pick this up based off of the art and seeing what the machine comes up with based off of the words. Now, C.S. Lewis is known for being somewhat of a faithful man, I guess you can say. So he's got some almost religious connotations in his writing, right? So, you know, take it for what it is. I'm not trying to Bible thump to anyone out there. However, the read is deep. But I think it's more based off of what can the computer generate based off of the words from, you know, or excerpts from this book. And I'm gonna tell you now, some of these things are trippy. So it's cool seeing what an AI comes up with. So that book right there is definitely something that I'm probably gonna go over a couple of times and really pay attention to what the words are and what the images come out of it, because it's like 9 panels per page. It's not like a regular comic book. It's got like all these splash pages in it. It's here, let me show you guys. It's it's literally just like a book that's just words and images, and this thing trips me out. Like, look at that right there, right? Now, if you just look, or I'm sorry, I said say, not panel of 9. These are 6 panels like per page. Um, and like for example, let me read this top one. You know, but then within this master generation itself, infinitesimal minority of the species, the power will be exercised by a minority smaller still. You know, that's this top one right here. So this is what, based off of the words, that's what the machine came up with. So it's a trip. It's a trip with this what the machine is able to come up with. Hey, what's going on, Real Rude 6? Yo 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 yo. What's up? Thanks for coming through on the live stream, man. I really appreciate it. So yeah, dude, this first book right here, The Abolition of Man, super trippy. Super trippy. Um I'm pretty sure I guess it's really what you're into, right? If you're willing to try something new, go for it. And I'm talking a lot about this book, but I think it's just like one of the most haunting books out there right now, because it's not a story per se. It's a story, but it's somebody else's words and then an AI coming up with the images based off of that, you know. And I'm afraid that this is like the beginning of Skynet, like it really is. So we'll see what happens in the future with that. Let's go ahead and continue on. So I know this is a little old, but this is something that I ordered in the back issue, and my shop got it in specifically for me, so I'm glad that they were able to do this. I have number 1. I showed you guys on the last stream that I have number 3 and 4. So now I have number 2. Do a power bomb number 2 right here. Let me bring the microphone closer to my mouth because you guys can't hear me, I bet. Do a power bomb number 2. This is this is number 2 of Daniel Warren. I was going to say Daniel Lauren Johnson for some reason. Daniel Warren Johnson's hit, Do a Power Bomb. A lot of people love this. And like I told you, I have number 3 and number 4 in my bin, not in my bin, but in my collection right now. So might as well pick up number 5. So now I have 1 through 5, so I can go ahead and start reading this. I mentioned it before, and I'll say it again. I read issue number 1. I thought it was great. I thought it was really awesome. It seems like a lot of people in the community really like the series. Again, wrestling is coming back. A lot of people are getting back into wrestling. My girlfriend, her sister, and I recently watched The Dark Side of the Ring. Like, we totally binged all 3 seasons of that show. Man, that thing is dark. But it got my interest back in wrestling. It seems like wrestling is making its way back into pop culture again. So it's pretty awesome. Heartbreaking tweet earlier this week from this creator right here, talking about creator-owned projects, and if they don't succeed, they pretty much lose money. If they don't sell a certain amount, they got to break even to sell. It sucks because this is actually a pretty good read right here. Starhenge, book 1, The Dragon and the Boar from Liam Sharp. If you're not reading this, pick this one up. This one is an interesting read. Now, I'm a little behind. But Comic Watch stayed. Starhenge continues to be an accomplishment from Sharp that truly deserves the title of epic. 5 stars. From the Comic Book Dispatch, I'm reading the back of this book right here. A series that is among the most creative I have read in recent years. Writer and artist Liam Sharp turns it up to 11 on this issue with art that is evocative of Frank Frazetta. 10 out of 10 from the Comic Con. So this is an interesting read. I want to say it has something to do with King Arthur, I believe. It's super trippy. Art's phenomenal in this thing. Art is great in this series right here. Let me turn to a page. I think this is absolutely beautiful right here. Brush. It's got some fantastic stuff to it. So I don't want to throw it out, but apparently there's a low print run for this whole series. Now, I'm not saying that this is something that you guys should go chase for collecting purposes, but at least to support the artists, support the writers and the creative team, because the book's actually really good. It's actually really, really good. It was first 2 issues were a little weird to me, but then like the third issue made it made it make more sense to me. So I'd recommend that one right there. It's definitely a good one to pick up. I think this is an older book. I shouldn't say older. I think this came out like a couple of weeks ago, but I want to say the second part to Victor LaValle and Joe Min Young's hit series Eve. Now we have Eve, Children of the Moon. So we got Eve back, and it looks like we're going to have another story revolved around Eve, the teddy bear. And we found out that there was apparently there might be more than one. That's all I'm going to say right there. The ending of the last series was like, whoa, what is going on here? And the story itself, I enjoyed. It's about a girl trying to find her father. They're trying to save the world from global warming and climate change and whatnot. It was a nice story until the cute teddy bear turned into something that I wasn't expecting it to. So I was like, what in the world is happening? I enjoyed the first book of this one right here. I absolutely enjoyed it. About a young girl, in her back and forth relationship with a best friend. She ends up going back into town later on as an adult, but her friend has passed away. But yet she's having visions. This book, the ending of the last book was like, what is happening? And I absolutely love this. From creative team, one of my favorite creative teams right here, Jeff Lemire, Andrea Sorrentino. 10,000 feathers, 10,000 black feathers, issue number 2 right here. I'm looking forward to reading this one. The first issue I thought was great, so I'm looking forward to getting into this one right here. Another writer that I'm really enjoying. I actually have this book and another book in here in this pile right here. But honestly, Moon Knight has been a fun read. And you guys, if anyone knows me, I don't do much of the big two, but Moon Knight. So this is Moon Knight number 16 right here. Jed McKay is doing a fantastic job. He's doing just such an amazing job with that book. It's crazy. Hold on. What's going on here? All right. Yeah, so Jed McKay is doing a fantastic job with Moon Knight. I'm really digging it. And I can't wait. It feels a lot like how, I guess I want to say, the Daredevils have been, in a sense that it's a great street level superhero crime book, and I'm really digging it. This year's hit, 8 Billion Genies number 5. We found out what was going on with the bartender in the last issue. We're gonna find out more with this one right here. I'm really looking forward to it. Stillwater number 15. Now this has been a favorite read of mine. This has been really trippy. A town full of people who don't age, who don't hurt, who don't die. However, as long as you stay within the boundaries of the town, you will not age. But if you leave, you will age. You can die. So it's how this town treats itself, and what they're looking to do to preserve their culture, and then what they're now doing to expand the culture. It is a trip how this book is written by Chip Zdarsky. Collecting with Durs. Look at that. Hey, man, finally caught a live show. What's going on, brother? Thanks for coming on, man. I really, really appreciate you coming through, hanging out. Let me share my my haul for today. This one I think is coming to an end. If not, this is if anything, let me look it up, because I want to say that either this is the final issue or this is the penultimate issue right here. But I've stuck with this series. This series right here from the get-go. It's about a witch who figured out about her powers, and just the little misadventures that she's been going on. This thing has been going on since 2020, and yeah, with the key member of the MI6 missing and Gina Meyer behind enemy lines, the true threat finally becomes clear as Death to Spies reaches its thrilling conclusion. This supposedly is it for this series right here. I'm talking about Vault's Shadow Service. I've actually enjoyed this read. I've actually enjoyed this indie read right here. Super fun, super good. Like, it's gone up, it's had its ups and downs, but I really, really, really enjoyed it. One book that is just consistent, and of course, well, no, I shouldn't say of course, because he has a series out right now that I just don't care for. But Department of Truth has been just one of the most interesting reads in a very long time. Definitely something that deserves its own um, I'm gonna say its own genre, because it's not just murder, it's not just mystery, it's not just conspiracy, it's just a whole slew of things. And then going off of that one right there, then we have The Nice House on the Lake. This is number 10. I know this is, again, I know some of these books are a few weeks behind, so I didn't get a chance to read it. I remember this book just took off at the very beginning. Like the first half of the book was just awesome, and then it's been a little trippy. It's been kind of up and down also. So I'm hoping that James Tynion is able to tie this together, because I believe after this, there's only 2 more issues left of James Tynion and Alvaro Martinez Bueno's hit comic right here. One of my what the heck? This is like back to back to back. Another James Tynion book. Win number 3. This is the Throne in the Sky. I've really enjoyed this series. I truly enjoy the Wind series. It's about a young boy now. In this case, they're trying to get to a city away from vampires. They're trying to preserve their culture. This is a really good adventure book right here. It can be heavy for the younger readers, but it's definitely good for the YA crowd. Really enjoyed the art from Michael Dialynis in this book is wonderful. It's wonderful. It fits the tone perfectly. In my opinion, Twig and Wind are along the same lines as far as like adventure books and the art goes. And I think they're phenomenal books. And this year, Twig just ended its first run or its first arc, I want to say, and I loved Twig. And honestly, Wind is up there. If you enjoyed Twig, pick up Wind. Wind is a fantastic book. Super fun. Of course, man. Thanks, Stirs. I'm waiting till those are done, and then I'm gonna grab the trades. That's a good way to do it. It really is. You know, I'm the kind of person. There's a lot of books that are good for that, right? There's a lot of books that, you know what, I'll just wait for the trade on something like that. I kind of do that if I missed out on a book. Personally, if I can go back and get the comics themselves, I would do it and not wait for the trade. I don't know why. I just feel, me personally, I would feel more complete having like at least the arc in my collection, and maybe use the trade to actually read. I mean, everyone does it differently, right? You know, because I know that's what I did with Saga. I couldn't go back and get all of the sagas. So I think I started from like issue number 30, and then I have everything since then. I can't go back any further. It's just getting a little more expensive. But then I got the trades, and my girlfriend and her sister were like, this is actually a really good read. So, you know, like that. What's up, Trev? Whatitdo, man? Thanks for coming through. Really appreciate you guys coming by, hanging out, and do me a favor, hit that like button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. I definitely want to make sure that this channel blows up. Really want to make sure that my show gets put in front of other people. You know, I definitely want to be able to share what I get with the rest of the YouTube comic book community. Sticking with Wind right here. This is the one per store, the Virgin. I just asked my LCS today. Like I told them, like, look, I'm collecting this, and they go, yeah, I know. Like I'm one of only 3 people in my LCS that collects Wind, and I asked them, do me a favor. Let me get all of the one per stores. Let me get all the one per store Virgin. Like, yeah, no problem. So hopefully moving forward, I'll be able to get all of these, because I already have 1 and 2 for the second arc. I want to continue that on. There's a few books where, as far as variant goes, I've kind of stopped collecting variants just because I want to stick with the read itself. But if I like a book enough, I definitely will try to go in for the variant. I guess that's why the variants are out there. You know, I want to chase a variant for a series that I do enjoy, something that I am reading. So Wind is one of them. What else? There's a few books where I'm like, oh, you know, I actually want some of the variants for that. But Wind is definitely one of the books that I really want to make sure that I get certain variants for. So that's that one right there. The return of one of my favorite books of this year. Now, I don't know how you guys felt about the first series. I absolutely love the first series. You know, it's like, I know a lot of people brought up Breaking Bad, but it's not that. It's maybe like a small, tiny piece of the Breaking Bad world, right? It's just a small piece, and Chicken Devil. It's Chicken Devils now. Again, I know that these are, you know, back issues. They've been out a couple of weeks. I just haven't been back to my LCS in a while. But I truly love the first series of Chicken Devil, and now we have Chicken Devils. So now Mitch, the main character who thought that his family died in an explosion, now has help. But you don't he's getting help from a team that you just wouldn't expect in his crusade to stop the mafia. It's really the premise is really funny, but Chicken Devils. This is one of the books I'm really looking forward to reading. So you guys keep an eye out on my Instagram, keep an eye out on my TikTok. Find me at C-List Eman. I'll show you guys what my reading order is going to be, because I typically post what my reading order is going to be for my comics, just to let you guys know what's in my mind. And I'm telling you, Chicken Devil is probably going to be up there, top 5 of all these books that I'm going to read right here. This thing, dude, always murder the like button. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear right there. I grab a few variants from my online LCS from League of Comic Geek. I use League of Comic Geeks also. Local LCS only gets like the main cover. Yeah, that's how it is with some. I'm very fortunate that I have, in driving distance, like within like a 15-minute drive from me, I have 4 really good LCSs. One of them is Cape and Cowl, which is a really good shop here in the Bay. And yeah, if there's certain things missing or certain variants that I want, those are the shops that I go to, and I really enjoy doing that. I really like, digging at some of the shops for some of the variants, for some of the books that I'm looking for, so I'm very fortunate that I have that right there. I know there's some people in the community that literally drive like 1 to 2 hours away to their LCS once a month to get their books, and it sucks, and I get it. So that's why I'm very fortunate, and I'm very lucky to be where I'm at. And I'm not like going, I can do the, I can do this, but you can't. But it's more along the lines of, I know how fortunate I am. I like this series too, from Kari Andrews, who's got this guy's art is amazing. I feel bad because the colorist on this, I feel like does the colors a little too light. But Kari Andrews' art in Erratic is fantastic. So this is number 2 of the second arc of Erratic, and I really enjoyed this read. About the young kid who's got powers for only 10 minutes. So he's limited. Like, he's got unlimited powers for 10 minutes. So I guess they are limited. It's a really, really enjoyable read. Look at Durs. He's like, I drive 30 minutes every other week for mine. See, and in this community, you just do what you got to do, right? And then make a day of it. Personally, Durs, what I would do, and this is just me, if I had to travel 30 minutes to my LCS, I would actually make like a whole day out of it. I would make a whole day out of it. I would like, okay, I'm going to go to the LCS, but I'm going to have dinner out there. I'd probably record what I'm eating, throw that on my other channel, Bay Area Brews and Bites. Go ahead and subscribe to that one right there also, because I share my food adventures on that one. I am shamelessly plugging my other show on my show. Yes, I know, and it's okay. So go ahead and look for me and my girlfriend and her sister at Bay Area Brews and Bites on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube, where we show off our food adventures. But that's what I would do, Durs. That's what I'm saying. If I'm traveling that far, I'm going to make a day out of it, I want to, God, this one's coming to an end too. And I think, just like Shadow Service, let me verify, because I want to make sure I give you guys the right information. But I think this is it. This is the end. This is the final issue of one of my absolute favorite books over the last couple of years. So of course, during pandemic, comic book reading has picked up. All of that has picked up. And this book right here is going to end with a huge bang. I know it. I have a good feeling. Kieran Gillen, Dan Mora's fantastically drawn and written. Once in Future, number 30, the final issue. This makes me sad because this is one of the books that I always look forward to every month. So this year, Once in Future is ending. Seven Secrets, another one of my absolute favorites, ended. Like, some of my favorite books have ended this year, and I think they've ended well. And I'm hoping that this one is up there with just one of the best endings for a series this year, at least. Because I have really high hopes for that one. I truly, truly loved that series. And when you guys get a chance, go back, pick up the trades, pick up the deluxe hardback, because it was just one of the funnest zombie King Arthur stories that I've read. It was fantastic. I absolutely love it. Look at Durs. He's like, I hit Target and Ollie's and Barnes and Noble, so I definitely hunt around, and we'll definitely check out that other channel. Yeah, go check out my other channel, Bay Area Brews and Bites, again on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe, and follow. Thank you very much. Showception. Another book. I have a few more books here to share with you guys right here. Another book that I found fantastic. I told you guys that this writer's work on Moon Knight is great, but this one I think is underrated. Magic the Gathering again, and I'll keep saying this over and over again. A great fantasy book in my opinion. Like I've seen some reviews on this, and I don't agree with them. I think that the team up feel for this book is really good. I'm really engaged in the story. And I don't play the game. I'm not a Magic the Gathering game player. So you don't have to play the game to understand this book. Just go in and have a good time. It's magic. It's sci-fi. It's a team up. It's all over the place in a wonderful way, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's just one of those books that the adventure's over here and now it's over there, and this has to happen in order for that to happen. And this is one of the books that I really enjoy reading. So my recommendation, if you guys can pick up or find the trade, start reading this one. This one's really, 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 really good. Quick hello from my boy Mad Spider. What's going on, Simon? Dude, from Australia. I love it when he's in the house. Heard nothing but good things about Once in the Future. Yep, nothing but good things. Trev, I love that book. I absolutely do. I really do. I really, 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 really do. Again, I haven't been to the LCS in a while, so I want to double check on this one. And I want to say that this also might be the final issue. I love doing my research before I start my show. Yep, this is it. The only final. Okay, this is it. Not only the final confrontation between Hannah and Vanessa, but the Chimera's origins are revealed. Talking about Basilisk number 12. Cullen Bunn, Jonas Sharf has had a fantastic run with this. 12 issues. I thought that this was one of the more consistent good reads over the last couple of years. Also, I really enjoyed this one right here. And this is it. This is also the final issue for this book. So I'm finishing books this week. I'm sad because I'm not going to get any more of these. These were like some of my favorite reads. They really, really were. And Basilisk has been amazing. Absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved Basilisk. So from one book that's ended to a book who's just getting started, man. This is issue number 7. This is part of the massive world, part of the massive universe. I dropped Radiant Black. I'm done with Radiant Black, you guys. It's just not for me. I'm not engaged enough with that one. However, with this one right here, I really like the reading and the writing on this one. Let me text my daughter real fast. I really like Rogue Sun. I think Rogue Sun is actually a pretty good read. I like it so much better than Radiant Black. However, I feel like I'm also like one of the few people in the community that might not like Radiant Black. I stuck with it through like 17 issues and it was too whiny for me. And I get that this kid is whiny in here too, but also he can be pretty cool once he gets his power, once his radiant sun powers turn on. So I don't know. I think it's just the whininess from the main characters is really getting to me with this generation. But so far this one's been okay. I've been really enjoying Radiant Black. I haven't really been keeping up with this, and I found a back issue for this one. But I really enjoy what I read because I read the same thing with one of the books from earlier. I think I read like number 1 and number 2, and I skipped number 3. I just didn't have it. Went to like number 4, and I'm like, what's going on? I had to go back and get 3 and all this weird stuff. But then I found Grimm number 5, which I need to add to the collection and read. However, I got it because I need to read it, but I'm only collecting the Jenny Frizen covers, and I didn't see any of my LCS didn't get any of the Jenny Frizen covers, so we'll have to go to another one of the shops around here to see if they have any more than Jenny Frizen Grimms. And I'm not looking for like the ratios. I'm actually looking for just cover Bs. I want to just collect cover Bs, just because I want to make life harder for myself, I guess. I don't know. But Grimm's been a really good read also. Grimm's been good, but I'm also hearing that it's kind of like falling off. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I saw this meme where they where the kids that are drowning and the skeleton at the bottom, like something's killing the children. Graham. And there's another book that came out on Boom. Apparently, that Boom's giving them a lot more attention or whatever it is, But yeah, so that's that. So, are you guys liking the direction that Zdarsky's taken in this book right here? I'm sticking with it. I think since 25, when this team took over, it's definitely been different. Now, I might be missing something, or if someone's willing to explain it a little bit better to me. But I think it's taken a really weird trip. But Batman number 128 from Zdarsky, and of course art by the amazing Jorge Jimenez, C-list villain award winning Jorge Jimenez, because he ended up getting our favorite artist for 2020, is back, and he's back on doing Batman exactly what he does amazingly. And this one is weird to me. Like, it's a good read, but I don't know how to feel about the Batman books right now. So do me a favor, let me know in the comments. What do you guys feel about the Batman run currently? Is it as good as everyone makes it seem to be, or is it overhyped? I kind of feel like it's overhyped. Another one that is taking some time for me to understand, from another amazing writer. This is from Rom V, and this is Detective Comics number 1064. I was gonna say 1028. I don't know why. 1064. And again, these two books are well written, but I'm also kind of missing something. I'm not sure if I don't know if I'm getting it. Maybe like the stories are not just capturing me the way everyone else is. But these books they've been good. Let me say that again. They are good, and I'm sure they're good for someone out there. I don't know if they are for me, but I'm going to stick with them. Just maybe like the story builds up, and after 3 or 4 issues, I'm finally going to get it. I don't know. Or maybe I just need to go back and reread them, and figure out on my own, like, why they're good, Second Street's in the house. What's going on, brother, man? I'm glad you're in here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Batman is the first, the Darcy is the first book I've read, and now I'm an absolute fanboy. Nice. Okay. That's good. That's good to hear. It's really, really good to hear. I'm glad that you're enjoying that, Durs, for sure. Random thought. Have you read Vanish at all? One of my new favorite books so far. You know what? It's only one issue in. All right. You can't really go off of one issue and say it's like one of the best. I think 1 or 2 issues. However, that first issue I did like. I'm with you. I really enjoyed it. It had that very 90s image art to it, like really, really good art with that Donny Cates writing. I want to see where it goes, because it's So we find out that Vanish isn't even like the name of the main character, unless it is, unless he takes the name of, the villain, because Vanish is actually the name of the villain. Spoiler alert, Vanish is actually the name of the villain of the main character, who like destroyed his area. And it seems like he's going to end up taking that moniker, but probably doing something for the greater good, because that's just what Donny Cates does, right? He likes to put a twist on things. That's coming up from unless it's horror stuff. Talking about his Batman right there. Oh, okay. Because it reminds me of old school Spawn. It does. And if you're talking about Vanish, it does. And I'm not mad at that. It's almost like a combination of like old school Spawn and even kind of Shadow Hawkish. I'm really digging it. Trev says that he's enjoying Batman. Maybe a little gimmicky though. See, that's how I feel. It feels a little gimmicky. But let me continue on. I don't really read my comics more than once. I read it and just put it away. But it seems like I'm probably gonna have to go back and read both Detective Comics and Batman, just to kind of get a better feel for them. Once in Future is definitely one that I will want to recommend to everyone out there. Like, now that it's done, if you can find the hardback, find the deluxe hardcover, do it. If you can find the trades, do it. I felt like Once in Future was fantastic. Basilisk was fantastic. Give Shadow Service a try, you guys. Give Shadow Service a try. Think witchcraftery mixed in with like James Bond elements to it, because there's like this whole secret underground government institution that goes around like pretty much hunting monsters, like, but from like a witchcraftery point of view. It's all good. It's all good. All the books that I have in here, sometimes I'll put a book in here, I'm like, I don't know why I have it. I've been doing that lately. But all of these books that I have in my stack, this thick ass stack that I have right here, I'm actually looking forward to reading all of them. Except for the one or two variants that I have, those get put away immediately. But as far as the titles go, like every single one of these books, I'm really looking forward to reading. I don't have a single book in here where I'm like, I don't know why I'm getting it. I ended up trimming the fat. And then it's trimmed even more now that some of the series have ended. So I'm hoping that my wallet's going to be happier with me within the next couple of weeks. So have to hop out. I need to fill my spotlight on a new Star Wars Visions. A certain Jedi came back from the dead. Oh, much love, Durs. Man, thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging with me, Durs. Really appreciate it. Look at that. These guys are giving out spoilers right there. Well, that's it right there for you guys. That's my new comic book day haul for today. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me. Then remember, I co-host the C-List Villains podcast. New episodes come out every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time on our channel, the C-List Villains podcast. Keep an eye out. AJ, Red, and Luke and I, we have some new things in store for that channel. You're going to see a lot more of us. We're going to be posting a whole lot more on that channel. We were looking forward to sharing with you guys some of our creative ways on how we look at comics. And then I'm working on this the Eman show. Keep an eye out on that. It's going to be my weekly segment show also. I've been working really hard on that one right there. And then also, head on over to Bay Area Brews and Bites. Give us a follow there where I share with you my beer and food adventures on that channel as well. Okay, I'm busy. I have a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to be a YouTuber out there, you guys. Look, that's the dream, right? Standing in front of the camera, making money. Well, that's it. Thank you, Trent. I really appreciate that. Well, that's it for today, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Until the next issue. Deuces.